In agriculture, stability is often measured in seasons, yet even the most carefully maintained operations can be upended in a single instant. In March 2024, a routine equipment inspection at a Hamilton County, Nebraska farm escalated into a life-altering accident. Cale Carlson, the family patriarch and the technical backbone of a five-generation farm, suffered critical injuries that left the enterprise scrambling. Operations paused, leadership shifted abruptly, and the future of a 2,000-acre farm, built on decades of expertise and tradition, was uncertain. This incident highlighted a harsh reality. Even the most experienced leaders are vulnerable, and resilience must be cultivated deliberately. The story that follows traces how one family navigated emotional shock, operational chaos, and public scrutiny, ultimately rebuilding their farm stronger and more prepared for the uncertainties of modern agriculture. The accident that stopped everything. Spring preparations were underway when Cale Carlson, overseeing equipment inspection, suffered life-threatening injuries. What should have been routine turned catastrophic within minutes. Emergency responders acted swiftly, transporting him to Grand Island Medical Center, where long-term care and rehabilitation were required. His absence left the farm paralyzed at its most critical moment, the spring planting window, when every delay has cascading consequences on crop yield and revenue. The accident not only injured the family leader, but destabilized the operational core of the farm. Machinery schedules, labor coordination, and supply agreements, all reliant on Cale's expertise, were thrown into uncertainty. Suddenly, decades of accumulated knowledge and strategic foresight were unavailable, forcing the family to confront the fragility of systems built around a single individual and to find ways to maintain continuity amid profound disruption. A 2,000-acre operation suddenly unstable. The farm, sprawling over 2,000 acres with corn, soybeans, and livestock operations, relies on meticulous timing and coordination. With Cale incapacitated, technical and managerial gaps became immediate obstacles. Production schedules stalled, equipment servicing timelines fell behind, and cooperative agreements required urgent reevaluation. Minor disruptions on this scale quickly magnify, affecting revenue, trust with partners, and the broader agricultural community. The farm's dependency on one central figure exposed a structural vulnerability. Family members faced not only operational challenges, but also the emotional weight of leadership transition. This sudden instability demonstrated the complex interdependencies within modern farming, highlighting that success in agriculture depends as much on organizational structure and succession planning as it does on soil, machinery, and weather. A public call for industry safety. In June 2024, Laura addressed the Midwest Agricultural Conference, openly sharing the farm's experience and the risks inherent in mechanized agriculture. She stressed that informal safety practices, common in family-run operations, can have severe consequences. Her presentation called for standardized training, consistent inspections, and statewide occupational safety protocols. By framing personal tragedy as an industry-wide lesson, Laura elevated her leadership from internal crisis management to public advocacy. The farm's experience sparked dialogue across the agricultural community, drawing attention to overlooked risks and encouraging systemic improvements. What began as an accident affecting one family became a platform for broader reform, highlighting the importance of proactive safety measures in sustaining both people and enterprises in modern farming. The pressure of silence and expectation reduced public communication in the immediate aftermath, created anxiety among followers and stakeholders. Online forums and regional publications speculated about production stability and operational continuity. The farm, symbolic for its blend of traditional and digital practices, faced heightened scrutiny. Laura and Grant learned that maintaining calm required careful, visible engagement. Silence was easily interpreted as weakness, while transparency reinforced confidence. This period underscored the evolving reality of modern agriculture. Farmers are not only stewards of land and machinery, but communicators, mediating perception and expectation alongside operational execution. Strategic messaging became an essential survival tool, complementing the practical steps taken to stabilize production. A legacy built over 5 generations, the farm's origins trace back to 1910, when Laura's great-grandfather, a Swedish immigrant, established operations in Marquette, Nebraska. Over 5 generations, the enterprise expanded from modest acreage into a diversified 2,000-acre system integrating crops, livestock, and mechanization. Cale Carlson, representing the 4th generation, combined traditional farming wisdom with digital outreach, laying a foundation for Laura's media-integrated leadership. The farm is not merely a business, it is a living family legacy. The accident threatened this continuity, but also revealed the depth of generational resilience. Knowledge, culture, and values embedded in the land and community provided the foundation that allowed the family to navigate crisis, demonstrating how legacy can anchor both identity and operational strategy even in moments of disruption. Training the next generation before crisis. Laura's leadership capabilities were cultivated early. At 13, she managed her own cattle herd, tracked finances, and reported results to her father. Later, she studied business administration and applied sciences while gaining practical experience managing leased acreage with advanced irrigation and demonstration plots. These formative experiences fostered competence, confidence, and a problem-solving mindset. By 2020, Laura was already a recognized agricultural leader, preparing her for eventual succession. When the accident accelerated her responsibilities, the early investment in hands-on learning proved invaluable. The farm's generational succession planning had built a foundation, but the crisis tested its resilience, demonstrating that preparation, mentorship, and real-world exposure are essential components of leadership continuity in family farming. Digital influence becomes a stabilizing force. Since 2020, Laura had cultivated a significant digital presence, producing educational content on corn and soybean production and attracting a nationwide audience. By late 2023, her platforms had collectively reached nearly 1 billion views, establishing credibility and trust. When the accident occurred, this digital network became an essential stabilizing force. Stakeholders and the public received timely updates, reinforcing confidence during operational uncertainty. Beyond communication, Laura's media presence provided education, networking, and collaborative opportunities, illustrating that digital literacy and outreach are increasingly vital tools for resilience in modern agriculture. The farm's hybrid identity as both producer and educator helped it navigate crisis while reinforcing its mission and reputation. Community, faith, and structured recovery relied on collective effort. Grant oversaw cultivation and machinery. Laura coordinated communications and compliance, and family members returned to assist with seasonal tasks. Local farmers shared equipment resources, government programs provided grants and tax relief, and faith-based organizations offered counseling and support. This network of community, policy, and familial engagement prevented operational collapse. By late 2024, analysts recognized the farm's approach as a model of coordinated crisis management, combining structural reform, technological integration, and social support. Safety audits, external contractors, and formalized emergency procedures replaced informal systems, creating resilience through redundancy and accountability. The farm demonstrated that recovery in agriculture is not solely technical. It is relational, institutional, and community-driven, rebuilding for long-term stability. Entering 2025, management was formally restructured. Grant managed mechanized operations and maintenance, while Laura led communications, safety, and compliance. Additional technicians and a data analyst reduced dependency on individual expertise, while precision agriculture tools enhanced operational visibility and risk monitoring. Laura also launched a regional safety education initiative and joined a federal task force addressing farm modernization and non-financial risk mitigation. These reforms ensured that knowledge and responsibility were distributed, operational risks minimized, and safety and continuity prioritized. The farm's recovery was not simply reactive, but forward-looking, embedding lessons learned into lasting structural improvements that strengthened both productivity and leadership capacity. A tradition rebuilt stronger. The farm emerged from the crisis with renewed clarity and operational resilience. Clear role division, technological integration, community support, and proactive safety initiatives created a foundation for sustainable growth. The accident did not erase tradition. Instead, it reinforced the importance of planning, communication, and shared purpose. From this chapter of adversity, the family demonstrated that resilience is cultivated, not innate. Their story affirms that even when long-standing systems are shaken, strong leadership, community collaboration, and thoughtful adaptation ensure continuity, sustainability, and generational legacy. What was once a moment of devastation became a defining point of transformation, proving that enduring strength in agriculture lies as much in people and process as it does in the land itself.